Diaper, baby, diaper.
What do these two have in common? MF Doom is a New York rapper born in England, renowned for his unconventional yet captivating flow and an uncompromising commitment to the art of rap. Jerma is an American internet personality known for his unique and often surreal content whose current mortality is questionable. Looking at these two side by side, one wouldn't be remiss to be confused. A grouping akin to making your two favorite action figures fight, what could possibly be the overlap when you basically got a supervillain in one hand and a baseball in the other?
Baseball up his ass.
However, there are more commonalities than meets the eye. Commonalities that I don't think are just seen by name. To get into the real beef and conquesto of it all, let me break these people down starting with Jerma. Full name Jerma985, fuller name Jeremy Albertson.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to introduce myself right here. My name is Jerma.
He's a real YouTube old head, posting his very first video in 2011, a gameplay commentary of TF2. Classic stuff, especially wait... That's not his first video. Apparently, he was making videos years before on some website called Germanet.com. Most of the pop-ups aren't showing, and I am not clicking on something called link whore. Needless to say, Jerma's history is a little more complex than one would think. But at least from what one can see, he started off a lot weirder than most, featuring his grandpa on his third video, doing curls for about 20 seconds on his 12th, and having a guy who really fucks with burgers on the 25th. In an era of YouTube where gaming was just guys playing COD and saying stuff that's so evil you'd shrivel at the sound, he's got a great sense of character and eccentricity. This eccentricity and creativity would only continue to flourish as he progressively shifted and grew from primarily TF2 gameplay commentaries to other games. He's got a dog now, he streamed in 2012, he's an SCP, Grandpa made an album, he played he's in a game, some features on Star, who's Grandpa, Burger Boy did what, why does he keep talking about diapers, and a huge video in a real life diaper.
His first ever appearance in a Jerma wrestling event. Jerma here with a update little video. I know this is like the second update video in the last 3 or 4 months, and but some things need to be said. There's a lot to talk about the channel, about me.
It had become apparent that the passion had faded. Describing himself as the sort of man that can only do something if its heart's in it, Jerma just couldn't force himself to make more videos. He still had a ton of ideas, but they'd need a lot more time and a lot higher budget to put on the channel. But soon enough, any sort of passion for even a channel checkup would fade away, with the last video posted on Jerma985 being in 2017. This begs the question, how? How can a man who posted his last video almost a decade ago be placed side by side with one of the most notorious names in rap? How could Jerma be comparable to someone who's got as many streams as MF Doom?
Commentary and a face cam video. Because I know a lot of you guys were asking about this, and I've never done this before.
Newsflash, the March of Doom. Tonight, hour after hour by shortwave wireless, the news piles up from the capitals of the U.S. World-shaking, momentous news that sends our nation's leaders scurrying back to Washington. The grim, portentous news is that the arch-villain MF Doom has emerged from a self-imposed exile.
Daniel Dumile was born on July 13th, 1971. I learned that's MF Doom's real name on today. Look, Jerma's got a storied history well documented through years upon years on the internet, but I need a little more time for Doom. I only know so much about the prolific rapper. I know about the theming, I know about him being born in Britain, I know about Rapp Snitch Knishes, and I know my knowledge ends there. So to start from the beginning, he dropped his very first project, Operation Doomsday, in October of 1999, and was actually wait. This has happened before. There's something earlier, and it's not what Dumile is known for, not who he's known for. KND is a great Cartoon Network show which was inspired by the creator's own experiences as a youngster, but the naming might have been inspired by KMD, the early 90s hip-hop group consisting of 3 members, Onyx the Birthstone Kid, DJ Subrock, and his brother Zev Love X, real name Daniel Dumile. While no Beastie Boys, the trio also weren't pipsqueaks, with their first album, Mr. Hood, garnering some praise for standouts such as Peach Fuzz and Who Me. Their future was bright, and the natural follow-up was on April 23rd, 1993, DJ Subrock, real name Dingilizwe Dumile, was hit by a car, killing not only him, but KMD. Onyx had already left the group, and with Zev being the only remaining member, he faced setbacks in both production and distribution, losing his record deal due to controversy surrounding the sophomore album. With that, KMD was through, and Zev never created again. MF Doom dropped his very first project, Operation Doomsday, in October of 1999. Doom is notorious for a big emphasis on privacy, thus it is not known what he was doing in all the years in between projects, but in that time Zev left and Doom emerged. The album shook up the underground scene on day one, cultivating a loyal fanbase addicted to his creativity and image, an image that almost stood against everything rap was known to be and in many minds should be. A lot of great tracks came from the album, and even outsiders can recognize tunes with songs like Doomsday and Rhymes Like Dimes for the catchy and chill instrumentals. However good the beats may be though, they were nothing without the lyrics. A certain imitation of the MF flow is a commonality, primarily due to his raw style of rapping as well as doing without the usual points of drugs, money, and sex. He stands out for sure, but plenty of artists have that one song, that one album, that one flash in the pan before they go rotten. But does he even need more of an introduction? By far his most recognizable album, Food, was an innovation upon himself as the Mad Villain continued to serve up stupendous songs. One More Beer is pretty popular, but it's beyond obvious what the star of the show is on the album. Rapp Snitch Knishes talks about just how often rappers snitch on themselves, wanting everyone to know that they're tough, they have killed this many people at this location, and here's the weapon. Regardless of lyrics, the beat is insane, and if one were to look up MF Doom 8-bit on YouTube, like 90% of all videos will be on that one song because of how popular it is. While notable, Doom was still undeniably underground. He continued pushing forward, releasing more albums with more great songs, great features, great collaborative projects.
If I chop you up in a meat grinder, and the only thing that comes out that's left of you is your eyeball, you're probably dead. You're probably going to, not you, I'm just saying, like, if somebody were to like push you into a meat grinder and like one of your finger bones is still intact, they're not gonna pick it up and go, well, see, yeah, it wasn't that, it wasn't an instant kill move. You still got like this part of your finger left.
Spotify's rolled up. MF Doom's an early adopter of the service, and as the years kept going, his growth is almost exponential. The latter half of the 2010s was huge for him, seeing unprecedented streams. And speaking of unprecedented streams, Jerma. No, he hasn't come back to making YouTube videos, that ship has sailed. But he's taking a new ship to put all his energy into exploring the world of streaming. He was a day one, streaming as early as 2012, but things really picked up in the latter half of the 2010s as Jerma put more energy into it. However, something's changed. No, not just a shift in focus, a new intro, a new game, it's not that simple. It's pushing the entire platform forward with his event streams. Known for his emphasis on interactivity, Jerma had a Carnival stream where chat could influence machines to play games. This was, and even in comparison to streaming in the 2020s, still is very impressive, and speaking of the 2020s, Jerma's streams have only gotten better. He had a Christmas special award stream with the real Santa. He had a 4-hour baseball game that had more game than baseball, and of course, his diaper, his magnum opus. Considered by many to be one of the best streams in history, the Dollhouse stream was a live broadcast event where Jerma was placed into an expanding house, and the audience could make direct impacts on how he lived and operated. From choosing things to buy, where to place them, where Jerma would go, and what he would do, they had an unprecedented amount of impact, an impact yet to be seen again. An impact so great it was recognized at the Streamer Awards as it won the best event of the year. Jerma enjoyed almost exponential growth and success through the turn of the decade, and Doom has not.
And he was born in the UK, but raised on Long Island. Tonight, the music world mourning the loss of legendary rapper MF Doom.
I'm sorry to let you down so suddenly, but that's because his death felt sudden. MF Doom had health issues, and in spite of his tendency towards privacy, that truth had shown through. He put on some pounds, he wasn't mobile, he didn't like being out in this state, and years after his death in October of 2020, the exact issues were revealed. He had high blood pressure and kidney disease, and died a preventable death at a hospital that admitted to being able to save him, but they didn't. The Mad Villain was known to go absent for extended periods of time, so nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but after his family grieved for a couple months, the world itself began to mourn. MF Doom was an amazing artist who always stuck to his guns, who was always about said art and denounced many of the overdone tropes of rap and the commercialization of the culture. He believed in the rhymes and the rhymes first, regardless of who you are, with his message of authenticity ringing true in the hearts of many, even after his own gave out.
Everything besides the music, like what you look like, the sound of your name, to what you're wearing, the brand of clothing, whatever intoxicants you choose to put in your body, to, you know, everything except for what the music sounds like. So the mask is really a testament to, yo, it's not about none of that. It's straight about the wreck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be any color or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The mask represents just everybody. You know what I'm saying? To where, yo, nothing matters. The brand of clothing, none of that matters. It's just a matter how you spit and the beats. How the beats is raw, then that's what it's about.
I haven't been completely clear with you all. You know how I listed what I had on the guy before I really dug into him? Well, I know I lied. Because the biggest thing I know about the guy isn't even what he's directly done, it's what he's done for others. The GOAT argument is an argument that's prevalent in almost any field. Basketball has the likes of James and Michael, soccer has Ronaldo and Messi, streaming has Kai Cenat and Ludwig, and rap has Biggie and Tupac. However, what if we were to ask the people in the running? The many people who actually, actively make contributions in their sphere. If you were to ask a rapper, it would clearly be MF Doom. He's cited as being a major inspiration, a hero despite the mad villain demeanor by rapper after rapper in spite of not reaching such public acclaim. This is the main thing I know him for. The main thing I believe many to know him for. He's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. It makes sense, doesn't it? He discards the commercial and sometimes publicly palatable aspects of rap to follow what he wants, regarded highly by those deep in the sphere, but not wide-reaching. Despite having the tools and talents to be a mainstay name, a name that churns out hits for the general audience, Doom made the decision to stay true to his vision. A similar story applies to our other brother, cause I'm sorry, Don Cutie Cinderella, I mean no disrespect, but I don't think you're your favorite streamer's favorite streamer. Cause I think we both know who that is. Jerma's been honing his streaming craft for over a decade and shares many of the traits MF Doom has. A creator that does not have much of a regard for the mainstream and is certainly not influenced by it, he focuses on the interactivity of streaming because what's the point if you're not able to have it all live? He's your favorite streamer's favorite streamer, proving inspirational on multiple fronts. Not only does he have a stamina and pacing many strive to achieve, as well as a humor more palatable to a mature audience.
Guys, there's nothing in my diaper, okay?
His aforementioned event streams were a wake-up call to what is truly possible on the site. Too often, humans try to do something new while subconsciously operating in the conventions of the box. Well, Jerma probably couldn't even spell the word.
Woodin or Woodin? Woodin or Woodin?
Regardless of their differences, commonalities are now clear between Doom and Jerma. They're outsiders in their respective crafts, yet intertwined with the roots of the medium and the greats. They're unique in their attitudes and what sounds they bring and what comedy they bring. They're not huge by any means, I mean, come on now. But a lack of stardom-level finances is more than subsidized by their place in the art of it all. If it weren't for them, many wouldn't be here in multiple senses of the word, with the greats achieving what they do because of these two proportional little guys. Or rather, compact. Art is a beautiful thing. It transcends barriers to connect to individuals and communities alike. Those more pragmatic amongst us may wave it away in favor of more straightforward options, but art is a timeless thing that inspires us, that shapes minds for generations. No matter how hard you try, you just can't water that down. What these two have done is just that. Shape minds, countless minds, my mind. They've done so many commendable things in industries, yes industries, that want to do away with those who pursue vision so the primary focus can be the most efficient way for getting a buck. Whether it be industry plans on either side, another gangster rapper here or another reaction streamer there, such slop is incentivized. But I don't want to create worthless filler. I don't want to manufacture a product that keeps you just engaged enough, not entertained, but in a mindless trance to keep watching an amalgamation laden with the same flashbang transitions and the same sound effects, the same bell, the same ding, the same whoosh. I want to make something that makes you laugh. I want to make something that makes you cry. I want to make something that makes you think. I want to do so much. Because these men are genuine inspirations, undeniable cornerstones of their craft. Regardless of their mortality, I have no doubt that they'll never know just how impactful they truly are.
Happy? Do it. Because like seeing somebody else happy because of something that you did is sort of this addicting back and forth process where it makes you glad and happy knowing that you are the reason why somebody or something else is happy.